Alrighty, right. We begin another free stream. Hoping folks will show up. Let me start up my restream chat. Hopefully it will already be logged in. Hello. Where are you, restream chat? Still starting? Oh dear, that's the usual sort of thing here. All right, let me say hello. Hi, how you doing? It's me, it's Jeff. I'm still setting up here. Sorry, everything got disrupted, obviously, because of the various schoolings that need to be happening. I am unfortunately still setting up everything and still hoping it'll set up. Hang on. Let's see, restream. Go, I need to copy that and paste it there and log in. Fire hydrants. No fire hydrants in that picture. Crosswalks. Yeah, I got to do the CAPTCHA. So much fun. Ba, bee, boo, be. Okay, verify. Okay, now we're logged in. Hooray. Let's see, I don't think anyone is watching yet. So that's good. I'll edit this out later. Hey, I have a viewer. Welcome, viewer. I am still getting set up, guys and girls, so give me just a moment. Sorry about that. Let's see. I need to figure out what I'm doing over here. Okay, so well, we're going to start out with news first. I think I'll remember them. We're also going to do today. We're going to start on the May Club Spaceship. We're going to put about 45 minutes or an hour into that. And then for the second hour, I'm not sure what we're going to do next. I've got 3 things written down here. I think one of them we're not going to be able to do because I was going to work on this painting of the Starship Enterprise, and I don't think that's going to happen. So, because I haven't been able to get everything set up to do acrylic painting in my office, I have to do a considerable amount of setup to do that. So I'm gonna let that go. I'll do this next week. So we're either going to do what we're either going to do is I'm just going to hang out and sketch and draw and do stuff, or whatever, free sketching or free drawing. Or the next thing we can try is I have a commission to do from one of our club members, Glenn. Thank you very much for hooking up with the gold patron supporting. And Glenn has ordered a commission of The Liberator from Blake 7, the British TV show. So we can get started on doing that. I've already done some things for that, but we can get started on drawing that, getting it ready to go. Wow, this is cool. OBS says it's using 203% of my CPU. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so let's see. Once again, if you didn't see it, I have to change the time of this live stream because my kids are doing schooling with their schools over Zoom, of course, Zoom class. And because of that, I can't live stream at the same time without choking our bandwidth, which kills the stream. It kills their class. It's not fun. So we can't overlap those things. So now I'm going to be moving our time to probably 10. I think 10 is going to work for now. I will keep you advised as to whether that's going to change. All right, let's see. What am I up to? So what were we going to do today? Oh, yeah, we're going to start on the May ship. And I think what we're going to do first with the May ship. Oh, no, I have to do news. There really isn't a lot of news, I guess. I'm still cranking away on Space spaceships for your friend and mine, Howard Taylor from Schlock Mercenary. I've got all the white hull pieces are cast and they're ready and they look great, and I am gluing, as you can see, the little gray gun turrets to them. I hope to be able to finish that before the end of the week. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to finish it tomorrow, which would be before the end of the week. So, okay, that makes sense. Anyway, so there's that. I've got boxes of these now. I'm up to like 180 something of these with all 4 guns on. And then the next step is to do the guns on top, guns and the little blue, here we go, that little blue dome. First we'll glue this on one side, and then we flip them over and glue these on the other side. And I'm going to do them all at once. I'm just going to line them up on a table and glue the guns and the turrets on right after the other. So that's that. I do not have, let's see. What am I doing? I don't even remember what I'm doing. Brain. Not enough coffee today. Let's see. So, okay, news. Is that the news? I guess that's pretty much it. I really don't have that much else going on. It's a straightforward thing. I got to finish these spaceships for Howard. I've got this other commission, the commission that we're going to work on a little bit today. I have the client freelance job that I'm still finishing up that is still running. So that's about it. I am trying to put as much brain into making new stuff for you as possible. It has been, with the kids home, it's so hard to keep my schedule working. Oh, look, I'm doing politician stuff. Wow, I must be becoming a professional at this. All right, so, okay, well, let's see. Where am I? What am I doing? How am I doing? Oh, yeah, the other thing I wanted to say is, once again, I'm on my headphone mic because I have not been able to hook up this audio interface. This is my audio interface. It is a Motu 828 Mark II. It's really great. It runs on FireWire, but I need to connect this in order to use my good mic and all my fancy effects software that will let me fix this so everything sounds good and there's not so much of a noise floor behind me when I stop talking. So next week, I'm probably going to do this today after the thing. So we'll do that. My mic that I will be using for this is where? I don't know. Well, it's supposed to be right there, but it's not right there. Oh, well. We will survive, I think. Okay, so let's see. Now we're down to 2 viewers. I guess I'm boring people already. Oh, frack. So, May ship. Let's look at the May ship. Move some things here. I'll show you. I've been doing a bunch of sketching. And, whole pages of spaceships. This is what I do when I can. Not as often as I need to, but it's what I do when I can. Here's more whole pages of spaceships. And more whole pages of spaceships. And, oh, hey, look! More whole pages of spaceships. It's nothing but spaceships in here. Crazy, right? All right, and here's another page. So we're going to be working on the May ship right now, and I think because this is such a rough little sketch, I think I'm going to go over to Procreate, and we're actually going to draw this thing out, and I'll talk about it while I'm working. So let us do that. Or I could do it on paper with a camera. What do you say? You want me to do it on paper with the camera, or do you want me to do it in Procreate? It's probably easiest to do it in Procreate. And to do that, I will, let's see, what am I doing here? That's connected. Okay, I'm going to disconnect you. Sorry. And I'm going to reconnect. And this is just going to take a second. I'm sorry, once again, not prepared. So let's see, and if I'm going to do this, I need to do required. No, not now. Trust. This is so much fun, right? I need to open QuickTime Player. Procreate, please. Oh, Michelle, how you doing? Oh my God, it's been forever. How are you? I hope you're okay. Yay, Michelle is here. Okay, why is this? Oh, I know why. I gotta kill all these. 1, 2, so much fun. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let's go File. New screen recording. Not that one. That's odd. Steve, Paul, how you guys doing? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Please bear with me. I'm dealing with a lack of preparedness and also the usual. What am I doing? New movie recording? Will that work? Where's my input? Okay. Input. Why? Oh crap! It's not connecting my iPad. It will not connect my iPad to this. I am unhappy now. I am disappointed. Okay, well, I guess you're gonna get to watch me work on Procreate through a camera. To actually see my hand while I'm doing this. Please hold. Let's get this working. I gotta improvise everything. That's just how it works. Wow, Paul Laska. Good to see you, Paul. Hope everything's going okay for you. And same to you, Steve. Let's see. Okay, we need the iPhone cam, and the iPhone cam is working. So let's get that set up. I'm gonna sit this way. And I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see. iPhone cam, hang on, again. I need to mess with that. This should be, let's make this the USB cam. Right, okay. I know you can't see this yet, but I'm working on it. Oh, you can't see that yet. That's not what I want. There we go. Okay, hooray. All right, let's go to Procreate. And we are going to, we're going to work on this. We're going to work on this one later. This is the Blake 7 Liberator. I made a quick render of it from a Thingiverse model, and I'm going to totally draw over that. But we're going to do that later. And I'm going to go out, and I'm going to say plus, and I'm going to go, here we go. Excellent. And now I'm going to find my Apple Pencil. Here it is. Hopefully it's working. Okay. So let's make sure this is this. So a very rough sketch of this thing. Here it is. I'll bring it up. There you go. Very rough sketch of what I think this ought to look like. So I'm going to go from that. I'm just going to redraw this entirely in Procreate. So let me lock that. And wait, I need to go to my pencil. Let's go to my pencil. Let's get my blue color. And let's go to Canvas, Drawing Guide, Edit Drawing Guide, and we're going to do Symmetry. And it's already set to vertical. Great. Oops, so now, oh, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to move this over here. And options, let's make it vertical. Horizontal, vertical. Here we go. Got to do that twice. And this over here. It's not perfectly vertical. Oh well, I'll just have to live with it. Done and assisted. Okay, so we've got a pretty straightforward set of shapes here. Oop, I need to... Where's my pencil? That's not my pencil. Here we go. Give me my pencil. There we go. Excellent. So basically, we've got an overall shape that looks like this. Oops. I can't. You know what? I'm going to make my pencil bigger so you can see it. In fact, you know what? I'll switch back to that drawing because I know you're going to be able to see that better. I will just use very rapid lines. Procreate is great because you can just do this and it makes a straight line for you and then you can drag it to wherever you want. All right. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I don't know if doing well is the right word, but I am doing okay. Things have been a little difficult, obviously, for everyone, not just me. Things have been quite difficult. Let's see, I want to bring that in a little bit. Also, obviously, you can see that Procreate is giving me symmetry to work from, or to work with. And that's pleasant. All right, I think that's going to be the good rough. Oops. Nice, because that's not... okay. Well, it's close enough. Let me do this. I'm going to turn Drawing Guide off. Turn it back on again, and I'm going to switch to a 2D grid and say done, and then I'm going to go back and do this again. Edit Drawing Guide Symmetry, and horizontal, quadrant, radial, vertical. I really hope that is actually vertical. Yeah, probably. Okay, so that's our top view, basically. I think that's going to be, this is how it's going to print. This is the printer bed here. Done. That's the printer bed right there, so that's how it's going to print. And I'm going to, let's see, I've got various sketchy marks on there that tell me things. Perhaps they lie, perhaps they tell the truth. And I can do that. And I think that's what we're going to do for that. So now let's turn off Drawing Assist and let us see about doing a side view. Draw that out. Okay. So now the side view on this is going to be tricky because I actually want this. This is going to be the printer bed, this line right here. I want this thing to kind of go like this. I want it to have a weird shape that way, basically. So looking at the top, that's actually not going to work. I'm going to have to do this, then this, right? And again, when I draw these spaceships, when I'm designing these spaceships, I have to always be thinking about how it's going to print on the 3D printer. And you know what, I like that better, so I'm going to change the top view to reflect that. That's going to go like that. And these things are just going to come up. It's going to be something like that. And then these supports here on front and back, these are going to come to about there. Actually, hey, why don't I be smart and freehand. Let's select this. Try again. Why is that not working? And close. I don't understand what's going on, so I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on again. Freehand. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to transform this 90 degrees and put it here. And then I'm going to scale it down because it's bigger. Let's do the orthos right, folks. Let's make these orthos work correctly. So for orthos, I like to do this. I'm going to get some orange, going to lighten it up a little bit, going to make a new layer, and I'm going to draw a bunch of lines that show me where everything connects. So that will go there, and I'm drawing them straight across, just like this, to help me keep an eye on the place where I'm working and make sure that these things all correspond to each other. So, right, I'll do that one. I think that'll be good for now. I don't think I'm going to have anything sticking out over there. So I'm going to pull this below. Just pull it down like that, and here we are. And I can actually, let's pull that back a little bit to work from. If you have any questions about what I'm doing or what the tools are or how I'm doing anything, please pop them up in the chat, and I will be happy, Michelle, if you're still there, to answer any of them for you. It's so nice to see Michelle. It's been forever. There we go. And I've been, locked in my room here. Now I'm going to turn off drawing assist. Okay, so let's see what we got here. This is going to be a panel, I think, that looks like that. This needs to come in here to there. And again, I'm not going to be super accurate with this. I probably won't even bring this image into ZBrush to work from. I'll probably just keep it right here. Now, the real trick about this is, for those of you who haven't seen it already, is that I have to keep any vertical line in here. I have to keep it to, let's see if I can get a 45, right? Yeah. Okay, that's a 45-degree angle. If I try to print things with a 45-degree angle on here, it'll make it actually ugly underneath. The 3D plastic will hang loose, and it's not pretty. So, yeah, a little more like that, I think, for balance. So what I found is I need to keep everything to about 50 degrees or more from the flat plane of the printer bed. If I do that, then it will print fine, and the outlines will be fine, and it won't hang plastic off it and have breaking problems and stuff. I don't want to get into technical crap about. I don't want to get into technical 3D printing crap. That's not what this. That's not what this is about. But that's one thing it is absolutely I must do. I have to keep all the vertical angles, like this one, and this here is probably right out. This kind of flat thing across the bottom, you can't do that. So all my angles need to be, when they're underneath, not necessarily on top. On top I can make it as flat as I want, but all the angles underneath going up need to be 50 degrees or better. That's what I've come up with. So cool, learn tricks. Hey. Okay, have fun at your meeting, Michelle. Nice to see you. Come back next week. We'll be here, probably about the same time. Okay. And I'm doing that. Also, again, on these things, I'm trying not to constrain myself with the drawing. I really only want to get the base stuff of this drawing done. So let's see. All right, that's not going to be visible. We're going to have this piece, just going to kind of go like that. And we are going to have some lines there, I think. All right, let's do that. So just looking at things, making really quick decisions, and drawing them in. Again, not going to get super tight with this. Maybe I'll get a little tighter than I would normally, but I don't want to spend a lot of time. I'm definitely not going to be spending time on details of this thing. Let's see what we got there. Why don't we do this? Turn this down. If there's any suggestions about how to make this stream better, I would appreciate them. I'm kind of clueless at the moment. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let's call this up scene. We're on iPhone cam. I want to move this up to here and transition. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so now that's up top and you can see over here. All right, now I want to look at the front view, and I'm actually going to add another. I'm going to go to here and get that orange and draw some more lines. And I'm going to make another, excuse me, I'm going to make another layer, and I'm going to draw kind of over this. There's going to be some overlap, so what I'm going to do is turn down the blue lines here somewhat. I'm going to go back to the orange because I want to, again, make my lines that tell me where everything is. Now, those are pretty much right on, huh? Okay, great. And yes, I'm not using the symmetry function to do this. I'm just winging it. Precision, you know what I found? That precision makes me slow. And I don't need to be slow at this. This is something I want to do pretty quickly and get it done. And now I'm going to make yet another one. And I'm going to turn on Drawing Assist here. And I'm going to turn on Drawing Guide, because I want to, and I'm also going to change my color here because I'm making this. These arts are going to overlap a little bit, so let's see what we got here. It's going to go kind of like that, and this is going to come together here. And we will do that. There you go. So that's going to be the front of our thing, and that'll be there. We're going to have these things are going to be out here, but higher. Just looking to see where the bottom of that is. Trying to make this work. Well, it's going to go up. It's actually going to go up and out like that, isn't it? Because this wing, that wing is going to be like so. Okay. Pardon me. Sorry. I think I'm allergic to work. Shoe. Really big shoe. Well, I think it's going to be kind of like that. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to have to. This one we're going to see when we bring it into 3D and mess with it. This needs to come forward a little bit. It's going to kind of be like that, and then this lower one is going to go there. So I think that is probably what we're going to look at. Now that I have this drawn, I can, oops, oh, yeah. Now that I have this drawn, I can move it over here right now. And cool thing, we can change the color so it's blue like the other stuff. Right about there. Looks like, and bring it down a little bit and bring down the saturation. Close enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. Okay, so let's turn this back up. And now we've got the three views that we're going to use the most. And I'm not sure if I should leave that there or not. So let's just do this. I'm going to pull this down, way down. And I'm also going to pull this way down for the moment. I'm going to start a new one. I'm going to turn on the drawing assist again because we're going to need that here. And now I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to shrink my pen down a little bit. Normally I would use a pencil tool for this, but I don't think that's going to come through on the screen. I don't think you're going to see it. So let's just bring this down and draw that nice curve. No assist there. That's years of practice. Years of practice moving my hand. I've tried very hard to be able to make that line over and over again. And I'm just breathing out as I make that line. Once again, no assistance, just drawing this line after decades of learning how to use my hand. It is a long process. So I am going to tighten this up somewhat. And as I do it, I'm going to probably change a few things here and there. Let's do this and that. All right. Very nice. Yes, and you can see that the symmetry isn't quite lining up, so that's all right. I think I can get away with this much flat there. I don't think I can get away with much more, but I think I can get away with this much. Again, as long as the angle facing the printer bed is 50 degrees or better, this will print just fine. You know what, I'm going to pull back my my background even more because I can see on the screen that it's hard to see. And I'm going to pull down those lines too. And let's make this line. That one I will let Procreate do its wonderful, here's a straight line magic. You just hold it and then you can drag it to anywhere. It's wonderful. Really love it. And then you can edit it afterwards even. Okay, and here we go. Just going through here. This is, like whatever the engines are. I have noticed that this thing looks like, oh, right. Let's draw this one over here. Because this one has, oh, wow, look at that. It totally made that an auto line. Let's make our printer bed and edit shape, and that makes it so we can move it. And there we go. Awesome. All right. Any questions? I don't see any in the chat. Is my voice giving you enough ASMR for this morning? If it's not, please let me know, and I will deepen my voice and speak a little bit more slowly in order to give you the full ASMR experience. Yes, friends, it's another beautiful day in Southern California. It's too bad that no one can go outside. Actually, that's not true. We can go outside. It's just, we're not supposed to. I'm slipping down in my chair. That's something that's good, I guess, to know while I'm working on my stuff in public, that I can probably monitor my physical circumstances better. All right. So these wings, we're actually going to see them connect higher up on the fuselage here. And these wings are going to connect mostly on the bottom. These lines will be fun to make in ZBrush, I'm sure. There we go. All right. Now, we don't really have much indication here of what's, physically going where. Arc, draws an arc for you. That's nice. Nope. Let's try that again. Zoom in a little bit so we can get some curve. And there we go. Isn't that great? I really love the drawing assist stuff here in Procreate. It's cheating, but it's good cheating. You'd be doing the same thing with a ruler. And in fact, I have done the same thing with a ruler. You can, if you are so inclined, and it's part of your comfort level. Sorry about that. If you are so inclined, you can actually use a ruler on your, where'd it go? Well, it doesn't matter. You can use any straight edge if you want to. You can take the side of your painting here and actually just do that. So you can use a ruler, you can use a circle template. Do I have any of those close by? I had them close by. And I keep knocking into my camera because I'm a professional that way. Where are my... Oh well, they're not here. But you can use them, circle templates, ellipse templates, anything like that. You can stick it on here if you're more comfortable with that kind of old school drawing. Now let's see, we'll put in some sort of detail lines, I guess, here and there. And, some panel lines, I think, just to have some idea where the panel lines will be going. That one won't be going there. Let's do that. Panel lines I can do real fast. I just go ahead and draw pretty much whatever comes to mind. I don't get uptight about it. Let's do this. Slight lip there would be okay, so we'll put a little lip there. Actually makes those things more vertical. That is not, this line here that I just erased is not more than 50 degrees, so we're going to need to, I need to change that. I still, I haven't really gotten good at using reference stuff in ZBrush. I'm used to doing it in Modo. Dimitri, I love how old school the ship looks. Yeah, thanks, Tim. It is pretty old school. A lot of stuff I do is old school, because you know what? I'm old school. I'm an old guy. I grew up on, ancient sci-fi that you kid folks probably think is all passé. But also The Expanse, which is awesome. Now let's try this. There we go. All right, I think that's going to be good for detail lines for that view. Now let's translate this into this other view, the side view. I have to turn off drawing assist. And now give this some thought. So this part here, it goes to there and there and there. I think I'm going to curve it down like this instead of dropping it the way it was. And you know what? Let's do that too. I'm actually gonna curve that in like that. And I'm going to round that off slightly. Round. Round. Very nice. Let's move the camera again. Trying to get this so it's looking right and you don't have glare, but this is really hard. I had wanted to plug it in. There's a really easy way to plug your iPad into your computer, but for some reason my iPad needs to be updated before I can do that. So, sorry about this. Okay. So that's going to go there. Oop. It's going to go there, and that's going to go there. That's going to wrap around. It's going to come down. That's going to come down. That's not going to be a circle, I don't think. Oh, and look, we can do some other cool stuff here. Wait. Since that goes across there, we can indent that for detail. And then this goes down like that. So that's supposed to be there. Okay, right. Yeah, okay. That'll work. That's a good engine shape. I'll zoom in for you so you can see that. Yeah. I think that works that way. And we're not going to see that wing. Let's make this round a little bit. And I want to find, where does this point go? Where does this point go? I will drag that out to there, put it there. And I think we'll do this, and then this. And then I'm going to put this up like that. Let's look at that front view. Yeah, the front view is going to be kind of like that. And then it's going to go down and down and back like that. Now there's a ship that this definitely resembles, and I'm sure I'm unconsciously working on it, and that is, I will show you. Let's go to Dragon Fighter. Let's see if it gives us the thing that I'm looking for. Dragon Fighter ship Jason. It's a ship from Jason Star Command, which all you youngsters have probably never seen either. Let's see, okay, there's the bad guy's ship. Here it is, here we go. That's the one that we're looking at. I will zoom in. This is a Jason of Star Command blog, apparently. Star Command drone fighters. Where's my thingy? Where are you? Here we go. This thing. It's shaped kind of like that. Isn't that a cool looking ship? The interesting thing about this, Space Academy and Jason Star Command is that these models were made by guys who were working on Star Wars at the time. I saw a little quick documentary about Jason of Star Command, and they got the dudes that were doing Star Wars model shop stuff that were right down the street from their production facility, which was somewhere not far from here, within a couple of miles of my house. So they went over to the Star Wars place and got those guys to come build them some models too. So here's a model made by dudes from Star Wars for a very cheap little 80s morning cartoon. All right. So we come back to this. And all right, so these things here, they're going to be, these are going to be recessed in, so I don't have to look at those. I do have to deal with the wing root right there. Can't see the other wing right there. Let's do a nice counterpoint to that. I think that would look good. I like scoops. It's going to have a scoop now. Why does a spaceship need an air scoop? Nobody knows. It just looks cool. Stop asking me questions. It's sci-fi. I'm just goofing around here. And let's see. I want to capture that pan line from this angle. So that is and I want to capture that because that's going to give me some guidance into maybe some other recesses that I can put in here. Could put one there. Could put one. Someone is knocking on my door, so it must be an emergency. Please hold. Yeah! I'm pausing the screen. I'll be back. Whew, boy. Well, that sucked. Okay, I'm back. Where am I? Is the camera not working? I don't know. Hold on a second. Phone camera may have crashed. 1 second. It is connected. I don't understand why it's not working. Let's disconnect. Hold on. Close. Yeah. It failed. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, folks. The family got locked out of the house. Not sure what happened there, but the family got locked out of the house. And I had to go save them. Here I come to save the day. Just call me Mighty Mouse. Yes, Dimitri, that is an old show. It's kind of crappy, but it's also not horribly bad. I'm sorry, everybody. Everybody's gone again. Great. I'm not happy about that. That really makes me upset. Well, I guess I'll just keep drawing until find out if anybody comes back. Thank you, Paul, for visiting. Thank you, Dimitri, for visiting. Oh, boy. That is disheartening. Another scoop. You know, it doesn't need scoops, but, you know, why not scoops? I think that'll work. I think that will work. Yeah, I should do the front view too. Get back to that. All right. Let's move the front view over to anyone who had to scoot and then came back. Because of the failure of the stream, my family managed to get themselves locked out, and I had to go open up the door. And there you go. That was that. All right, so I'm working on the May ship. This is going to be the design for the May Spaceship Club ship. Oh, I need to add another one. A Spaceship Club ship, and let's turn on drawing assist. So we get a symmetry. I have to figure out how to get music on my stream. I don't know if you can hear that lawnmower, but it's pretty loud. And I apologize. Right. This is a very rough sketch right now. I'll clean it up in a minute. Come all the way in. Oh, it looks like a character, huh? Cool. Probably put some freaky head here. No, it doesn't work. Let's try something more like this. Yeah, character. Some Kirby eyes or something here. Yeah, that's funny. And we can put his fists here like so. That's nuts. Yeah, it does look kind of like a crazy character. Well, that's fun. I'll leave those there for right now. And let us clean up a little bit. These lines are too sketchy. I'm not trying to do sketchy at the moment. To do very nice smooth lines. Videos that I have watched of people making lines like this are guys like Daniel Simon and Harold Belker, the concept artists that are also, actual auto industry, vehicle industry folks. Let's see. Well, that just pretty much goes straight down from there, doesn't it? So, all right, well, do that. And we'll make this lower wing section. Yeah, that will attach over here somewhere. This lower wing section, erase. You can always go back and erase and clean things up because it's a digital pencil. You can't ruin the paper. And let's see. Let's do that. That. So we have that nice hole poked through there for visual interest. And this can come down to here. That's going to be the bottom of our scoop. It's actually going to be, let's put this a little higher. A little bit higher. and we will go up to here, and then we'll do that, and we'll erase this funky guy because we got him on video, we don't have to worry about him. Let's see, now where's that scoop? Scoop is here. So it's going to come up like this. Okay, it's going to come up like this. And down like that. It's going to have a mouth, yeah. I'll probably divide it on the inside into two sections. So this pulls back up into the thing, and then that leans forward up into the thing. And there's that. There's that. And the front. And that pulls to there. Make that a recess. I'm hoping that you can sort of get my thought process while I'm doing this. It's really hard for me to talk and draw at the same time. So I'm practicing. This is practice. We're still in the early stages of me doing live streaming, and I know it's going to take a while for me to match the professionalism of many of my streaming and YouTubing friends and heroes like Bill Duran and Joel Telling, and the guys from Tested, and Adam Savage in particular. He's really good at it. So I will be doing my best to eventually come up to that level of professionalism in presenting this stuff. Oh, slipping down my chair again. Can't do that. In fact, let's pull that camera a little better. There we go. Hey. All right, so we're cranking away on a spaceship here. This is the May spaceship for my spaceship club, and it's going to look like this. It's definitely going to need some more interest in various places here. That's annoying. Sometimes, for some reason, the thing freezes for a second. I'm not sure why. It's probably trying to figure something out. All right, I'm going to strengthen up these lines just a bit while I clean them up just a bit. Let's see. So one of my spaceship design work philosophies is that I make my ships out of roughly, usually an odd number of parts, but 3 is a very common number. And it could just be 3 visual parts. They don't have to be, they don't have to be things that I have to think, oh, okay, this is going to be this, and this is going to be this. Like the USS Enterprise, where the 3 separate parts are, the command, the main hull with the big saucer, the engineering hull, the big cigar, and then the warp drive engines. I want to turn that off for right now so I can just see this thing. And just cleaning, and we're cleaning, and we're cleaning this up. This needs to be like that. It needs to have that lip in the front. This is going to be very deep. I'll probably put something in there, little turbine blades or something, so you can see that. Eraser's too big, make it smaller. Again, none of this is etched in anything resembling stone. When I go to make the 3D model, oftentimes, I'll say, "Oh, this is a really cool detail," and I'll put it in the drawing, and it won't actually work in the finished model. It's not thick enough. There's not enough material for the thing to be connected. Stuff like that. So. Where's that scoop? Turn this back on for a moment to look at that scoop. And okay, it does have another thing here. Turn that off. And back to cleanup. The top view isn't, it's the front view of the ship. It's not so critical to the 3D printing part because the stuff on the top, facing the top of the thing, the only thing you need to worry about on going up and the top view of the ship is that nothing on it gets too skinny. Like if I wanted to put some kind of a probe or a cannon or something here, and stretch it out, it can't be too skinny. If it's like this part of the end of it will just not look right. It'll be all squiggly plastic going up. So it has to be a minimum thickness of about 1 millimeter going up. So that's the only thing I really seem to need to worry about on the top. The top faces of the ship as it's pointing up from the printer bed. So this thing is going to print on a printer bed, like here's the printer bed, and this thing's going to print like this. Right? So that's up. That's Y, and that's X. So it's going to print on the printer bed like this. So as long as I'm doing the right things on the bottom side for verticality, I won't need to put supports on it, which means I won't need to spend a lot of time cleaning up this model. And that's the whole point of the Spaceship Club models, is that I can just print them and take them off the bed and put them in a box and send them to my club people, which is really cool. So that's how that's going to work. I think that's probably enough. And we are past 11 o'clock, so it's time to switch gears. Now let's talk about, we've got these nice orthos for this ship, very good. And I'm actually going to, let's duplicate that and turn that one off. Let's bring this one over there, and now we can turn off all these roughs, and that rough, and that rough. Ooh, bring this down. I'm not naming my layers. Yes, I know that's a crime often in my world. And we got to turn off the assist on that layer. Going assist. And we're going to erase. I need to make it bigger. Doop, doop, doopy, doopy, doop. And there's our orthos for our ship. Kind of looks like a pig. I might have to not make it look like a pig. Let's do this. And we'll come up with something else to put in that scoop. Some kind of angry shouting kind of opening. So our ship has a face, something like that. Right. That's good enough for me to use. Again, I don't want to spend a lot of time on the detailing here because this is a tiny little thing. These spaceships are small. They're only about this big. Wow, everything turned orange. Amazing. Yeah, so like this is last month's spaceship. There we go. Last month's spaceship looks like this. It's very small. It's 60 odd millimeters long. So the level of detail you can put on this is not super great. And that's kind of it right there. I like how the ship came out though in that shiny silver. Good stuff. All right, so let's look at the. Let's go back and go into commissions. And let's look at this Blake 7 Liberator. Now, this is a rendering of a Thingiverse model that I grabbed. Somebody was kind enough to make a nice Thingiverse model. I had to take it and reassemble it because it was in parts for 3D printing. All these pieces were separate. So, you've got this. And I can shrink that way. I can make that way dark. And I'm also going to go to the background color, and we'll go back to white for that, because I'm just going to be drawing for a while. Add a layer. Let's name this one before we do it. Rename ship line. And in this case, I am going to get my pencil tool rather than my dry ink tool. Oh, and the other thing that we should do here is we should set up a drawing guide and edit the drawing guide on edit drawing guide, and it's going to be perspective. Tap to create a vanishing point. It's going to be over here somewhere. Just going to drag this. I don't know if you can see this, but it's making a series of perspective lines that are going through the image. And that looks pretty good. Let me turn up the thickness and the opacity so you can see that. So there's a set of perspective lines. This is a 1-point perspective. I don't think I need to put in any other points. There's nothing here that's really being distorted in that way. So I'm going to leave it like that with just that 1 point of perspective. But I am going to go turn those down again because they're really annoying to me. I'll put the opacity up, but I'm going to pull the thickness down. Okay. And we turn that on. And done. So now, anytime I make a, assisted, let's say, anytime I draw a line for any distance, it's going to put it right on the perspective line. So all of these lines, when I do them, should be good. And this is going to be just a series of tracing. Nothing fancy. I am a tracer. I'm not an inker right now, I'm a tracer. All my comic book friends are yelling at me now. Now I'm going to just basically do the form of this ship kind of as quickly as possible. And then I will later refer to reference and make sure I've got my, yes, I'll refer to reference and make sure I've got my lines in the right places. So because, if you're not familiar with perspective, perspective is where you're trying to draw a three-dimensional object on a two-dimensional piece of paper, so you have to use a trick. Perspective is where all the lines going this way converge to a vanishing point. And there we go. Very nice. All the lines converge to a point, arbitrary point sometimes in the distance, and all lines that are parallel to the perspective lines, or all lines that are parallel to each other on the vessel, are going to be parallel to each other also in perspective. So this automatically takes care of that for you. It is possible to plot all these things out, and I have and will do so again, but not for this thing, because I want to go fast. I don't want to bore you guys too much with this presentation. So, watching people draw is not that dissimilar from watching paint dry. Again, if you have any questions, please pop up in the chat wherever you are, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube watching. Pop up, say hi, ask your question. I will be happy to try to answer it. I may not have an answer for it, especially if it's not about drawing spaceships, but I will do my very, very best. This is such a joy, just being able to just draw these lines in perspective without struggling. From a production point of view, this is very valuable. Be able to keep your construction time as slow as or as quick as possible. Everybody cheats. Every professional cheats. Even Drew Struzan uses a projector to do his amazing paintings. Not because he needs it, but because he needs it if he wants to do the painting in less than, a week or a month or something. Why is this not working? Not happy with that, so I'm going to go backwards. You'll hear me complain about things not working fairly often. Procreate, for some reason, is being weird. So let's draw this out and pull it back. There we go. There we go. Just too short a line to work with. We've also got some pen bounce. All my Wacom friends know about pen bounce, don't you? Or sorry, Wacom using friends. Yep. Going as fast as I can to get this finished. Anybody in the chat? I don't see any questions. Okay. So Blake 7, I don't know a lot about Blake 7. I have only ever, very peripherally watched, one episode, it was on at a party or something, or over at a friend's house while we were doing something else. I didn't really pay attention to it. I know it's a popular show, certainly among my friends in the UK. But I've never really watched it that much, and I probably should, huh? I'm sure it's out there somewhere on some streaming service, or perhaps on the Marvelous Joyce Flicks, my friend's Plex server. Okay. Now, why am I doing this digitally, you may ask? Well, because this is going to be a physical painting. It's going to be, I believe it is gouache on board, or watercolor, or marker. I don't remember which it's going to be, but it's going to be a physical piece of art. And because it's going to be a physical piece of art, there's always preparation you have to do. The method of doing this sort of thing for that sort of art is to create the image. You draw the image, and then you draw the image again, and then you draw and paint the image and then you do it again. You spend a bunch of time doing setup before you actually go and try to paint, or render, I should say. Okay, I think that's going to be all right. I'm going to turn off Drawing Assist now, and I'm going to start doing some arcs. Let's see if they lock in and look right. I don't know if they will. We will see. Well, I could just do that one by hand. Let's try this one. Will that give me a nice clean arc? Yes, it will. This is the weirdest engine on the back of a spaceship. I'm sure there's some really cool reason for it. But again, like I said, I haven't watched the show, so I'll have to correct that oversight. I know that wraps around like that and comes up onto the thing roughly like so. These are not circles at the back. They are, I believe, rounded. They're either rounded squares or rounded triangles. I'll have to spin them all around and have a look at that in my 3D programs. Okay. And that gets bigger. And bigger is better. Blah, blah, blah. Science, science, science. Bigger. So, I'm not really that good of a talking entertainer, so it's really tough for me to tell stories while I'm doing this. I can really only concentrate on this actual job while I'm working. So again, I'm going to have to get used to talking and drawing at the same time, and in a different way from talking to myself and drawing, which is, that's the normal condition of what I do. Is, see, it's not doing anything. There is a really, it does this. This is a weird thing because it happens on my Mac too. There are just these instances where the mouse tablet thing just stops working, and I have to wait for a while for the thing to clear it up, or I have to tap the pen onto the screen to bring it back to function, which is really kind of annoying. I can do these as straight lines, drag and hold, drag and hold, drag and hold, drag and hold. Thank you, Procreate, for being awesome. I love all you guys down there, my crazy Tasmanian friends who make the best drawing software for the iPad. It was a really nice meeting. I got to meet most of them at Lightbox Expo last time, the first time. Lightbox is a new thing. I went to Lightbox Expo, and Procreate is a major supporter of Lightbox, as well as being an exhibitor, and all the people from the company were there, and I got to hang out with them and talk to them about how awesome I think their software is. So this is going to get printed out. I'm actually going to wind up printing out this drawing. Is going to be printed out on a piece of just plain old paper, and then I'm going to lightbox it onto the Bristol board to do the actual artwork. So I'll lightbox the thing in pencil of some kind, and then I'll paint it, or marker it, or whatever I'm going to do. Excuse me. Okay, do. So So, I hope it is a nice day where you are. Here in SoCal, it's a beautiful sunny day. It's going to be in the mid-70s. Doesn't look like it's going to rain, which it did for the last, like, 2 weeks. So that's nice. My kid and I did some camping in the backyard. We set up the tent in the backyard and went camping. That was fun. Slept outside. Couldn't get my fire lit, and I don't have the proper firewood, so we had to just kind of suffer through it. But other than that, it was good. And there is a round bit here, and there, here, there, and everywhere. It's them beetles again, here, there, and everywhere. Yes, I'm old, I know. Okay, so clearly I need to come up with more entertainment for my live stream watchers. I'm going to have to go watch some other people's live streams and see if I can pick them up at all. I think audience participation is going to start being really important. I got to do stuff to set up my YouTube so I can, so I have Nightbot and be able to have mods. I got friends who could be mods maybe. If I ask them nicely, perhaps they will be mods for me. And okay, so let's draw these big cones here. Like, so the Liberator has 3 big cones on the front of these giant things. I guess there's some kind of crazy plasma weapon. Because I have seen images of beams blasting out of these things. While I was looking for my reference. I have lots of reference photos. I've got a whole page open on, you can't see it, it's over there, but I have a whole page open on my screen if I want to look at it. In fact, I do. So, over here, and okay, so let's see, Chrome. Where it is, okay. Got my Liberator screen to look at. Really cool stuff. One, 2, 3, 2. Now I'm going to go. I'm going to do my full speed drawing mode. This is how fast I actually draw. From I guess from watching too many demos and live streams of people who were running it on double speed, I kind of picked that up and tried to do it, so I can draw really, really fast. Drawing fast is very helpful if you're trying to make a living doing drawings, because the more drawings you can do, the more you can get paid. Let's do this. I'm not using the auto draw assist right now. I'm just cranking this baby out. Spin around. I try not to zoom in too much. I really have to make an effort to do it because I automatically do it. I automatically zoom in too much when I'm painting stuff. But while I'm drawing like this is probably a really good time for me to be zoomed in and looking at stuff. I'm actually going to turn this up a little bit. I want to start seeing more detail in there. I'm going to set ship line to multiply. And now we continue. Multiply so it overlays the art, not blocks it opaquely. You can see I hope you can see all the polygons. Like this is an STL, and I had it do an edge render, so it renders the lines as a material in Modo, and so you can see all the triangles from the STL. STLs are all triangles. There's no quads. Anytime you save out an STL, it takes all your quads and n-gons and turns them into triangles. Very cool. Zoom out early, zoom out often. Make sure you are doing a good job at the large scale as well as the small scale. There's some things that just aren't going to be seen on this because the image isn't going to be that big. It's certainly not going to be anywhere near as big as this zoomed thing as the zoom that I'm doing. It's not. It's actually going to be smaller than the iPad screen. It's going to be, I think it's 5:7, so it's going to be about like that. Let's see. Yep, about that. It'll be about the same size as that Enterprise. If you haven't seen the Enterprise painting that I've been working on, here it is. Let's pull that up so you can see it. That's the line art. This is what I printed out. What I'm working on right now is this line art. And here's the acrylic painting underneath that I'm still working on. Haven't put any of the details on yet. So next week I'll work on that. I'll be all set up to actually use my acrylics next week. Might even bring my airbrush in from the shop so I can airbrush. Although, to do that, I need to bring in the compressor that I have to use. My old compressor isn't working, so I'm using a big compressor, and it is noisy. It's not specifically like an airbrush studio compressor that's designed to be quiet. And again, anybody got questions in the chat, please do ask. Can't even tell if there's anyone in the chat at the moment. Probably not. Let's see, 11:30. Okay, about half an hour more, a little less. In theory, that should get us to the end of this line work. Oops. Siri. Yes, I know you're not sure you understand because you don't understand. I didn't say that. I did not say ahoy computer. This is what fine podcasters Dan Benjamin and Merlin Mann say while they're doing their podcast in order to not activate their voice-activated phone assistants. So instead of saying, Alexa, do this, I don't have an Alexa, so that doesn't do anything. Or, hey, S-I-R-I, that did it. You can just say, ahoy computer, while you're doing your podcast, or print, Artcast to refer to those voice-activated assistant modules so that they don't pop up in the middle of your drawing like what just happened to me. Okay. As an exercise to sit here and look at the reference pictures and then manually plot out all the perspective stuff. That's good to do. If you've never done it before, you should, because it's kind of a thing. Okay, clearly there's So, so you'll understand what you're doing when you do this. But once you're doing it professionally, there's just no point in dragging it out. You know, it's like, yes, I know how to do this, but you know what? It'll take me 4 hours just to plot out all the perspective lines, and I can't spend 4 hours making this because that would be a poor use of my time. I don't know what's going on this stuff, man. There's some crazy stuff on the front of this ship. Ah, right. Okay, that's what that is. Do, and do. Thanks, Bob Ross, for dooting, for giving us the dooter. Doot. Happy little spaceships. All right, looks like the hull is shaping up. Still got some problems with the engine bits. So I think I'm going to turn up the background image some more so I can see a little bit more detail in the shadows and stuff. So what's going on here? Is that a scoop? Guess it must be, huh? No, not on that layer. Let's go back to our ship line layer. This must be some kind of a scoop. See, even these spaceships do scoops. I like doing scoops just because this spaceship also has a scoop. I just want to make a line right there, even though there isn't one on the drawing. Come on. There we go. Right. And so there's that. This is that crazy drive system, which I don't even know what it is or how it works or anything, but it glows. It's got a green crystal ball in here, and it glows. And yes, I often make noises like this when I draw. I might also make noises like me, maw, but that generally tends to unsettle my audience, so I'm going to stay away from that on this particular endeavor. Doesn't work if you don't make the noises. That's another Bob Ross thing. Gotta make the noises. Kind of takes your mind off trying to, hand draw a curved line as perfectly as possible when you make the noises, because then it's just fun. You're just going, whoop, yeah, cool. All right, so I think the hull, though, looks like the hull is worked out fairly well. I don't see anything that's really jumping out at me as being missing on the hull. I'm not crazy about the pylons that are connecting the engine. Oh, I see. I drew it on the shadow line, not on the actual line. Oh, that's great. I can just erase that. And that goes there. And this is all about the shadows that it's creating. Well, we've got some boxes there. So these are the pylons. And let's do that and do that. A little bit of curvature on that. That's a shadow. Seems like I did the shadow line thing here too. Yes, I did. That is not correct. This should be this line here. That's why you zoom in, zoom out, and check your model every once in a while. Okay, and here's another line. Seriously, there's no substitute for practice. If you want to learn how to draw a nice smooth curved line, you have to just do it a lot. A lot. Like fill pages with it for months, a lot. I did a bunch of exercises that were given to us by the mighty Feng Zhu, my teacher, my first concept art type teacher. Really, man, he imparted the wisdom to us all. It was really great. So the exercises that he gave us were for drawing curves and drawing straight lines and drawing squares and drawing cubes and just draw. And eventually you will, there we go, okay. Right, so these have a pointy bit on them. That's a definite thing. Okay. I think that is kind of it, although there's another shadow line that isn't actually a thing. So this comes back to here, and that goes to there, and ne'er the twain shall meet, or something like that. Too much English class when I was a kid, I guess. Mr. Hooper. Okay, it looks like the body is done pretty well. So I'm going to come up here and do these details on the end of this thing. If you hear any screaming in the background, that's my kid. He screams when he's not happy about things. And we're trying to help him learn not to do that, but it is not easy. Kids are stubborn, and my kids are as stubborn as I am, if not more stubborn. So that's makes things difficult. Because I am really stubborn to the point of stupidity sometimes, but that's another set of stories. If I wasn't this stubborn, I would not be drawing spaceships for people. I would be, I don't know, working in an ad agency somewhere. But I'm stubborn, and I don't want to do that. So here I am. All right. Okay, so let's see what we got. About 13 minutes left. Very cool. So now, I want to say that I'm not going to slavishly follow these lines after I lay them down. I'm going to be trying to be a lot looser with my paintings and interpretations of these spaceships because, frankly, if you follow these things exactly, the image can look a little dead. It doesn't have life to it, and I need to embrace that for these paintings, for illustrations, the images do need to have life in them, because people respond to a lively, interesting piece of art. And if I'm not making lively, interesting pieces of art, people other than concept artists and illustrators and video game people who want to learn from watching my stuff, or actual people, regular folks who are not professional art types, are going to look at it and go, it's kind of bland. It's kind of drab. Let's not do bland and drab. too exciting. All right, I guess I will do this. These secondary details here. I love old British sci-fi from back in the day. I'm a big Jerry Anderson fan, as you probably know if you've spent any time hanging around my stuff. So that's Space 1999 and UFO and Thunderbirds and Captain Scarlet and Supercar, and God, he made so many damn shows. Jeez. I'm fortunate enough to be following his son on Twitter and elsewhere. So every time I do a Space 1999 drawing, I put it up there and show them. I guess it was Jerry's birthday yesterday or day before. I don't remember which. Earlier this week. So I put up my most recent Eagle artwork for that, which I can show you because it's sitting right here. If you haven't seen this, I'm sure you probably have if you're one of my followers, but if you haven't seen this, this is my marker and a little bit of gouache on Bristol Eagle transporter. Really happy with how that came out. Same process that I'm doing right now. Got a model off Thingiverse, used it as reference, traced over it, added details from reference, and then painted it. So there's that. I'm going to do the same thing to this. It's going to look pretty much the same, a little smaller art size, but going to look pretty much like that thing. Oop. Let's try that again. There we go. This is, this is a very typical sort of 70s sci-fi model, especially for British stuff. It's, Blake 7, I don't think was a high-budget show. I don't think any sci-fi show was high-budget on BBC until, they redid Doctor Who. So some of the models are a little rudimentary, little samey, or just simplistic in a lot of ways. So you just got to forgive that and say, well, is it cool looking? And the answer is, yeah, it's kind of cool looking. I'm like, all right, well, let's just go with it. Don't suspend your disbelief. It's like, yes, I know we made these things out of a hat box and 3 straws and pieces from a stapler, but hey, it's a spaceship. Okay, these don't have to be accurate. They just need to be there to indicate. Oh, Apple Pencil battery is low. Well, that's good. We're coming to the end of the cast here because I can't charge the pencil while I'm drawing. Or I guess technically it is possible to do that, but I don't want to. It's cumbersome. It's Benedict cumbersome. Okay. I guess that one's done. Let's see, 8 minutes. 8 minutes left. I think I can do a few more important bits here. Yeah. Way to go. Way to go, decades of practice. You've truly served me well. Your mileage may vary. You may be able to do this faster than me. Come on. I've seen people, everybody progresses at different rates. Like when I was a musician, being a guitar player, I've seen people, pick up a guitar and, 15 years later, they still only know, like one song that they learned, from a book or something. And then I've seen people pick up a guitar and 2 years later, they're able to note for note Eddie Van Halen, which is terrifying, but, that's the nature of talent, I guess. Or they just didn't do anything else besides play guitar for 2 years, which is also possible. Although if you can note for note Van Halen after only 2 years of guitar, you definitely have some inborn talent. 'Cause that dude can play, man. All right. All right. In a few seconds, my pencil is going to crap out, and that's going to be the end of the show. I hope you have enjoyed this so far. I hope you're enjoying my streams in general. If you have been coming back to see more, that's most gratifying. I really thank you. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Please be sure to hit that notification bell so that you will be bing bing instantly notified when I go online, because I may do some surprise broadcasting here and there. If you are on Facebook, you can go to my Jeff Zugale Starshipwright art page and like that. I know this is running on my personal account. It's because I cannot currently afford to upgrade my Facebook to. You have to pay in order to stream your video to one of your pages, and I cannot currently afford that. So Facebook is going to be streaming on my personal account, which doesn't make me happy, but it's free, so we're going to do that. You know, I mean, as you can imagine, my budget for all of this is basically zero right now. So yes, please do subscribe. Please do hit the notification button. Please do visit my Patreon, where you will find that I do a spaceship sketch card every single day. I've done more than 1,100 of them now, because this is we're on year 4. I finished 3 years of it. This is the 4th year of me doing daily spaceship sketches. For just $1 a month, you can sign up to support me on Patreon. You can just follow me on Patreon if you can't afford to support me, and you will see my public posts, which includes a free Friday. Every Friday I put this sketch card up for free, and it's just patreon.com/Jeff Zugale, all one word, just my name. You can find all these links on my Patreon. I have a mail list on MailChimp. I have a store at Starshipwright.com that has all the sketch cards from my dailies in there, and all kinds of these ships that you can also grab and buy, and my book Starshipwright 1, and all kinds of other stuff. So please check out Starshipwright.com. Please check out patreon.com/Jeff Zugale. I'm on Instagram at Jeff Zugale. I'm on Twitter at Jeff Zugale. I'm sure you're noticing a pattern here. So come find me, say hi. Come for the spaceship drawing, stay for the wild and crazy comedy. Wild and crazy comedy. All right. So I think these last few lines on this piece are going to do it, and then I'm going to turn off my stream and get back to assembling little plastic spaceships. So thank you everyone for joining. Hopefully you are still here. If not, I hope you enjoyed what part of the stream that you watched. And next week I will be continuing some work on the May spaceship, like we already did, and I will definitely be working on painting this. I need to get this done. This is the only one out of the 6 different examples of commissionable artwork that I've made, and this one's not finished. All the rest of them are done and are for sale on Starshipwright.com. So, okay. Oop, I forgot some rectangles. going on? I think it has something to do with the pencil. Probably has a lot to do with the pencil being low on batteries at the moment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And that's it. That's what I'm going to leave you with today. Turn off the background to see how far we got. Well, we've got some lines. There's lines there. They're not finished yet. There's a lot to do still. But we are well on our way to making the thing I'm going to print out, which will look very much like this. All right. So thanks very much. I'm going to, let's see if I can come back to my FaceTime camera. FaceTime cam. Why is FaceTime cam showing that? Oh, that's ridiculous. FaceTime cam source should be FaceTime camera. Here we go. All right, that's more like it. Okay. So thanks everybody for coming, and I will see you next week. Again, changing the time to 10 a.m. Pacific, 1700 UTC, because of schooling. My kids do Zoom school. They do their schooling on Zoom meetings, so while they're doing that, if I try to live stream, it chokes the bandwidth completely for both things. Welcome to the 21st century of internet. Ugh. So thanks very much, and see you next time. Bye-bye. Let's try that again. See you next time. Bye-bye.